I think there is a problem with education in America as well as the media, and I'll pick a couple of examples to illustrate both. When I was young, we were taught the state capitals, but very little about the rest of the world. And most recently, a lot of children at fourth grade can't even read at fourth grade level. There are several reasons why, but I'll link some more information to the description below. And to media, there are a lot of things that happen that of consequence that we aren't really informed about. For example, did you hear about mother of 9, Laura Carlton, a small business owner who was shot and killed because she had a rainbow flag at her business, and someone came up and started fighting with her about it, wanted her to take it down, and then eventually shot her. This is just one example of the things that most of us really don't hear about. Crimes and travesties and things of consequence, like I said, that we all should know. There is certainly a bias in media, even what we would call the left-leaning media, and I think it's important for us to explore further. Just like media being owned by primarily multi-billionaires, much of the educational system in this country is actually for-profit or utilizes tools or technologies or learning materials from for-profit corporations with their own agenda. If you look at PragerU, which is now being utilized in Florida, Prager admits that his materials are propaganda, trying to create little Republican boys and girls. We have to be more cognizant of what we're exposed to and what we're not exposed to, whether we are talking about what we ingest or digest as far as news, or what our conceivable children might be learning in school. Because certain people do have hidden agendas, and they try to teach certain beliefs onto the people who are consuming, whether it's education or news. Bill Clinton did a disservice to America when he allowed for the consolidation of news media. A recent study by the University of Rochester states that biases in news is actually increasing, which really shouldn't be a surprise when we look at how polarized this country is. And if you look at who owns the media, again, multi-billionaires. There are less news services today than there were in the past. Most local newspapers, if you even have one in your area, are owned by large corporations. And it's important to understand what the primary bias is of your news sources. I'm going to link to a League of Women Voters article below that I think everyone should read. And I'm also going to link below an interesting chart on the biases, generally speaking, of various news sources. So for example, if you were to look at NPR, it is listed as center-left, whereas something like The Atlantic is considered left-leaning. In comparison, Newsweek, as an example, is considered center, whereas the New York Post is considered right-leaning, and farther right is Fox News. These biases have been based off of years of research and are updated as necessary, and it's something that I think everyone should look at. It's reasons like this that so many of us don't get the same news coverage, because certain things aren't being covered by certain media outlets. And I'm not talking about just traditional media. I mean, this could also go for social media as well. Television news, radio, talk show hosts, etc. We all should understand the biases of what we get and are fed, and try to, if at all possible, look for organizations that are going to provide facts and those that are not going to have biases. Let me know where you get your news from, and if you agree or disagree with my statements. Take care, and thank you very much for watching.